No, this is not going to work. Only the brainwashed and the unthinking can accept this. Okay? And you're talking to an intuitive. So let me just help you out here. And I'm going to begin with something. This is why I call the Christianity that is practiced right now. I'm just going to talk about the one that many of us have watched for so many decades. And I'm probably quite a few decades older than you, not making an assumption. Maybe I'm not. But as someone who's walked this earth for many decades, as an intuitive with multiple giftings, I'm just going to make some people turn this off, but just listen to what I have to say. The reason why I call the Christianity that is practiced now the cult of current Christianity is one that was, if you have an ear, you know what's being said about you guys and you understand. It's a cult. 2, it is hysterically dangerous. Okay. And I want you guys to internalize this. It is hysterically dangerous to choose to worship, to ally yourself, to ally, choose as your shepherd, your guide, and your ally. It's incredibly dangerous to choose one who you neither know specifically, have a course of dealing with specifically, and one who you can't see, you can't hear. I know some other intuitives are going to go, but hold on. But just roll with me with this. Okay? I'm going to wrap this up quick because you guys have a short attention span. It's dangerous. And quite frankly, it should be prohibitado, just completely prohibited. But that's not how the cult of current Christianity works. They use the tactics of the malevolent entities, which they demonize as demons. And then they turn around and tell you, you should be worshiping this entity based upon what another man. And they do all of this, They do all of this without properly training you on how to deal with things you cannot see, you cannot hear, and you have no course of dealing with. Like, it blows my mind. It has blown my mind for years. How non-intuitives just sign up to worship something they don't even know about because another man says to them, you should believe what I have to say, despite the fact what my religion has done on this earth. And that, despite the fact that information about the horrors that my belief system and the atrocities that my belief system have committed on this earth. You should believe me. Just believe me. That's why I keep telling you guys, man, Christianity is an interesting thing. I'm not talking about intuitives who know something, okay? I'm not talking about the people who know stuff, okay? I know my atheist friends are going to go, I don't know what you're talking about. You got your tin foil hat on, but just understand intuitives it's like having a developmental gift, like everybody else. Okay, so you have the capacity to understand reality and to perceive reality better than most people. The problem is that people have been selling just basic understanding of things that exist, like it's some supernatural woo-woo, some kind of a something else. And it's mind-blowing because the people who have the actual knowledge and will tell you, like, it's kind of like we say in the side, you better be careful over there. You now listen out here. You better be careful about what these people are telling you. Because and let me just state this, because I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. I'm not telling you not to be a Christian. I'm not telling you not to believe that there are super beings and beings superior to yourself. Our ecosystem on the earth is quite complex. And people have been robbed of the reality of that. And it's a shame. But our ecosystem is quite complex. And I think, like, don't believe me, but just look at it like this. We know more about space, which we know very little about that, but we know less about the ocean on our planet. Like, say, then we know about space, right? But Christian got you staring up at the sky, thinking that heaven is somewhere up there in the clouds. And not all Christians, but some do. So I'll put it like this. And let me swing it back to the point, because this is getting too long. I may have to chop this up in a couple of pieces. Understand this. If that God is going to take an action which annihilates the people who are three-dimensionally locked, right? Flesh locked. And that God doesn't explain itself. And those people go on saying that they're the chosen people and that they have the right to go annihilate other people and they have the right to take their land and they have the right to do blah, 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 as we are seeing right now, as another Holocaust is going on. So we got them, themselves and their descendants, since what had gone on. And it's not all Jews. It's the ones who came out of the Holocaust and not the ones who were living respectfully in Palestine, but the ones who decided to become settler colonialists and commit genocide and dispossess people of their land, steal from people, butcher people, annihilate people, bomb babies in their homes, commit demolish people's apartment buildings and homes with the people inside. Those people. That God needs to go ahead and stand up and explain. We got a lot of people who've passed away because the descendants of the people who were victimized by the Holocaust in the most inhumane and barbarous manner. Their descendants now are under the impression, some of them are now under the impression that they got the right to go and genocide, and Holocaust and other people. So that God needs to stand up and explain. It's not good enough, because this is what's so weird about the cult of current Christianity. You have a supreme being with unlimited power, as you guys believe, who suddenly, when things aren't as clear to you all, it just becomes, it's just unknowable. That God is all powerful and we just couldn't understand it. That's the cult part of it. Sorry to have rambled on and on and on, but that's the cult part of it. And it's embarrassing and it's psychotic and it's mean and it's cruel and it's costing people's lives. And it's not just the now. This is year after year after year after year after year. So it's not good enough to say that, we just, we don't know. We can't expect to understand. We can't expect to know every reason God has for allowing blah, blah, blah. It's not good enough. And human beings need to start saying that. It's not good enough. Or they need to leave that entity that's all powerful, all knowing, all that's omniscient, has complete capacity, as you all seem to believe, to express itself and to control the world, but somehow can't be bothered to explain why it allows the butchery to continue. And for those who are claim to be chosen to be butchered, and then turn around to butcher the innocent.